Hey everybody, Aaron here. Welcome back to another anime review. Today we look at Tales of Zestiria episode 15. Now, I'll say this right now. This episode was way better than the last couple episodes we've had so far, the second part. I will say that it still has some issues, and I'll talk about that more toward the end, but right now I kind of want to focus on what was going on with the whole episode. So, we have, of course, Dezel still going on a rampage, and then Saray and the rest of the Seraphim are trying to figure out how we're going to stop him, what are we going to do. So, Saray decides to go protect Rose, and the Seraphim decide to go kind of meet Dezel face to face. And this is where we get to see brunt of the action, where we see the various Seraphim fight him, like we see Mikleo attack, we see Edna protect all the team. But really what's going to take the brunt of everything, what's going to be the main fighting, is going to be done by Lila, who is incredible during this. We see her doing a whole bunch of attacks, but nothing compares to this right here. I said compares, I mean compares, but this scene right here, by the way, folks, was so beautiful. This is Lila's final attack on Dezel. It just, I was shocked and awed by this scene right here. Like, this is gonna be my thumbnail for this episode. This is definitely gonna be my wallpaper, probably for the next couple maybe weeks, or until I find another wallpaper that excels past this. It makes you forget that this show has anything but animation going for it. I swear to God, sometimes like you just get lost in some of the imagery for that. Like, just look at that. But with this final attack, what Lucky is able to do is Lila's able to actually stop Dezel, and they're able to go on from there. Now, what Dezel does is he explains his background story in the next scene, where it's it's very different from the game. I'll tell you that right now, folks. It doesn't do everything different from it, but it does for the most part how they explain like why Dezel's the way he is, etc. They don't really go into as much detail as the game. I didn't really care for that too much, and I also have issues with how they've kind of did this story. I think it's more generic than the one from the game. I like the one from the game where he was part of a different band, and he was protecting them, and then kind of died, etc. I'm not going to go too much into spoiler territory with that, but definitely was way better in the game. It was okay here, but it just lacked the oomph. The most impactful scene I think was Maven and Saray, where I love this scene. It's Maven's about to leave, but he meets Saray as he's leaving, and he goes, remember what I told you yesterday?" And Saray verbatim tells him back what he told him the other day. And Maven was just blown away, like you can see it from here. He was really impressed that he said that because he remembered it word by word. But more so, Maven imparts before he leaves to Saray the fact that he feels like Saray needs to be true to oneself. And the thing is that, with a lot of things in this episode, we see Saray again falling into this kind of what am I going to do type, melodrama that he's been having lately. And I do have issues with that. Like I said, I'll focus that more toward the end of the review, but it's probably the only thing I had issues with this whole episode. But it was a very nice scene. I liked it, and we see Maven kind of take away from this. Now, we have Saray thinking about Alicia at one point, and it's kind of a good segue into how Alicia's doing. We see her on the battlefield of sorts, and her group is being attacked by a whole bunch of what looks like other enemy soldiers of some sort. And things don't go very well for her. I'll say that right now. It's because it's probably set up by this Valsaroy guy, this guy's such an asshole. But most likely, he's going after, of course, Alicia, and I have problems with that because Alicia is the best girl from the show. I don't care what anyone says. Rose is awesome, don't get me wrong. Rose is cool. But Alicia, come on. Alicia, she's great. This episode, she was a little weaker when she didn't attack and was like getting almost killed by everything in sight, which kind of annoyed me. But it's okay. Still the best girl. Look at her. Come on, she's so cute. Look at that. Anyways, but yeah, the episode kind of climaxes where Alicia is able to survive, and she starts thinking about what Saray does and what he would do in this situation. So she kind of gets some strength from that, and has the rest of the units that survive from the assault kind of disjoin her for the last part. Now, overall, this was a solid episode. I do have issues with this episode a little bit, like I said before, more so because, again, I'm tired of the whole Saray dealing with his inner problems, like, I don't know what I'm going to do as a shepherd, I don't know if I'm going to be a good shepherd, etc. It gets a little old and kind of waning on me. Like, it's not that it's bad, don't get me wrong, but I feel like by now, it's been long enough that they don't have to keep dealing with that issue anymore. They can kind of move on from it. And even in the game, it was spread out more, where it wasn't like constantly in your face. It was more so during certain events that he kind of went down and fell apart a little bit. But not like every 5 seconds, like during a fight, he's like, oh my god, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know. It's getting a little annoying, to be honest. But overall, I love this episode a lot better. You saw some great animation. Everything went well for the episode. I think it was not bad at all. Anyways, guys and girls, I will talk to you later. Have a great, blessed day. As always, if you like the review, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video. You know the whole nine. Have a great, great day again. Bye-bye, everyone.